Today, fortunately, many more techniques exist to heal, the mind and the emotional part. However, there are sometimes, if not many times, it's frequent that even though you practice a lot of these modern techniques, even with the help of a therapist or a psychologist, you don't have any real progression, no profound, deep healing. Now, even if you add technique after technique and you don't have a result, this is where I found out about an inner movement, I call it that way, an inner movement that I had to apply to myself, because I was such a case of a person who was trying all different kind of techniques and I didn't get anywhere until I found out about this inner movement that gets rid of that inner resistance, which usually is quite big. Let's see it together in this video. Normally, as a child, we have a natural release system where something hurts us emotionally, we release it usually by crying. And this works until we have some sort of stronger trauma where we cannot do that anymore. We lose that spontaneity, and the trauma starts getting suppressed. And when we suppress it, we create the so-called fragmented selves that are sort of defense mechanisms that create inside of us a lot of resistance, so we don't re-enter in that trauma. And these resistances can become in time very hard to manage and let go. In order to resolve this resistance, so we can then access to our trauma, and then again, spontaneously as a child, accept it, live it, express it, elaborate it, and let it go. In order to do that, we have to create this inner movement. And to understand it, we need to accept the idea that there is an adult self inside of us and at least another inner child. So we have at least these two parts of us. Around the adult self, there are various fragmented parts, okay? And these parts are the ones that create resistance. But if you want more information about this, download my free ebook, Elios. So the main part here, what happens when, as a child, we live a trauma? We live it with our parents. And as the parents are usually the ones that protect us in front of a difficult situation, here, though they are the temporary executioners, let's call them that way. They're creating the trauma, so we don't have protection. So we are, let's say, naked in front of this event, and we live this trauma in a direct way. And here is when the fragmented selves, as protection, we create them, and so they can protect us. But in truth, what they do is they avoid us reliving that trauma. That's the maximum they can do. But even then, we notice from our experiences that we relive a lot of time the same trauma. So it's not a very good solution. Better than nothing, of course. The internal movement that we need to create in order to heal in these cases is go back to that scene of the trauma. And in there insert some protectors, or I call them also musketeers. That is, you need to choose some figures in your life who believe in you, who protect you, who respect you. This could be family members, could be friends, but you know that they would take a stand for you. So you put them, you visualize them inside of you, in that scene, and you put them in front of your inner child. And you put your inner child in the back, in safety. So the ones that are dealing with the scene which happened in the past are the four protectors, 2, 3, 4, as many as you need. It's better that you're never alone, because one of these four protectors, it's always you, and the others are, family members or friends. So when this happens, you notice, you listen to what each of these protectors are saying to, let's say, to your parents, which dealt with you in a, let's say, in a negative way that time, And when you see that, how they protect you in that way, you start relaxing, because the fragmented self, which was the one which is creating resistance, sees that you have strong and big adults there protecting you. So he lets go of his thought processes. Your inner child releases his anxiety, and there you have slowly a chance to access your repressed emotions and heal them and let them go. The beauty is that you can use these protectors whenever you want, sort of a family that's always there for you. So the inner movement is basically you move your inner child from the first line, of action. You put it in the back in safety, and you put here your protectors. That's the movement you need to do. And in these protectors, there's always you as your adult self in here, because with this movement and putting them many times inside of you, because you can use this many times whenever you feel anxiety or fear, you develop this adult energy of yourself until you come to a point you're so strong you don't need the musketeers or the protectors anymore. So your inner child will always feel safe. Naturally, I did not go into many details of this, let's call it technique. So if you are already experienced in such inner, emotional management, try it with yourself and let me know how you find this approach. If you don't have any experience with this, well, at least the good news is that you at least know what could be a reason why a therapy session you are doing doesn't work, because this movement didn't occur yet. So now you can at least, you have that missing information that with this information you can make some good progress. Thanks for listening.